Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to reveal to you the biggest secret about each zodiac sign. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the info. Let's go. First up, Aries. Okay, Aries gets a bad rap for being loud, bossy, and self-centered, and at times this can be true, especially when their moon or rising or something that adds fuel to that fiery behavior. But the biggest secret about Aries is that they can be extremely selfless and generous with their time, energy, and compassion when they're involved with a cause or a person that they truly believe in and respect. As a matter of fact, they can get extremely fired up at any injustice that has nothing at all to do with them. So don't be so quick to write off Aries as an egomaniac until you've given them a real chance to show you how loving they can be by spending enough time with them to see them in a situation where that empathy of theirs gets triggered. Next up, Taurus. All right, Taurus. There is a big time stereotype for a Taurus when it comes to them being materialistic. And don't get me wrong, a Taurus does appreciate the finer things in life. And those things just so happen to be pretty expensive. However, the biggest secret when it comes to Taurus is that they actually have a very deep love and appreciation for nature and the simple things. They love the peaceful joy and contentment that being in nature can bring. This doesn't mean that they're going to be heading off to live in the woods forever, but it does mean that in order to trigger positive emotions with them, it doesn't always mean buying them a new car or taking them out to an expensive dinner. A walk in nature or by the ocean on a beautiful day where they experience true emotional connection can get them just as fired up and excited. Okay, Gemini. Whenever someone says the word Gemini, people instantly respond with two-faced or dual personalities. And yes, they are the twins of the zodiac, and the air signs are all about mental possibilities, meaning they see both sides of everything, weigh all options and perspectives before making a final decision. However, the biggest secret and most unknown fact about Gemini is when they're in a relationship where they truly trust the person that they're with and they feel that the person that they're with truly trusts them. That's a very important part of that puzzle. They can be extremely straightforward and consistent with their personality. If it's a situation or a person that they truly care about, you can count on them to be very direct and decisive. It's really just the lighthearted stuff that they can be all over the place with. All right, Cancers. Everyone, including myself, is always talking about how sensitive and emotional Cancers are. But it is important to not equate this with weakness. The truth is, in my experience as an astrologer and meeting numerous Cancers and really getting into the dynamics of how they are wired, whether it be in relationships or on their own or just out living life, Cancers can be extremely powerful. Which brings me to the biggest secret about Cancers, which is that this power of theirs is tricky because it usually comes out when they get angry and have to protect themselves or someone that they love. But when that protective emotion gets triggered, you should seriously run for your life, because a Cancer that is angry because you have mistreated them or someone that they love, they're actually dangerous.
There's a look in Turbo's eyes that I've only seen on the Discovery Channel, like Craziest Predators.
So love and respect your Cancers and the people that they love and respect, or beware. Next up, Leo. Leo is similar to Aries in the way that they get stereotyped as being self-involved. It's in a bit of a different way though, because Leos get pegged as caring about nothing more than getting attention for themselves. Well, the biggest secret about Leos is not that this isn't true, because much of the time they can be motivated by getting attention and praise. However, what people don't realize about Leo is that they can be extremely supportive and motivating to large groups of people, even when it has nothing at all to do with them getting the glory. Leos are invigorated by bringing out the best in people. This is something that most people don't really know about Leos, but it's very true. When they're involved in a cause that they believe in, they direct all that charisma of theirs to supporting that cause and uplifting the people involved. So, it may come as a surprise to you, but Leo can be the ultimate motivator. Okay, Virgos. Virgos are known for being perfectionists, picky, and sometimes critical. And I'm not saying that that isn't accurate at times, but there are two sides to every coin, and the biggest secret about Virgo is that they are actually very sensitive and compassionate when it comes to fighting for the rights of anyone who has been victimized or treated unfairly. Mother Teresa was a Virgo, and she represents this quality to the nth degree. So yes, Virgos are very clear on what they want, how they want it, and have the tendency to get distracted and caught up in details that the rest of us may see as completely unnecessary. But the biggest secret about them is when they're given the opportunity, they have a huge heart and willingness to put all of that love, all of that hard work, all of that tenacity into helping others that truly need it. Okay, Libras. The biggest stereotype about Libras is that they are wishy-washy and can never make up their mind about anything. And this can be true in that when it comes to making a decision for themselves, they can get overwhelmed by their attempt to envision all the possible outcomes, which they do hoping to avoid any drama or pain, because they want to make the right decision, which is understandable because thinking that far into the future and trying to make a decision that will give you the best possible outcome in a sea of countless outcomes can be overwhelming and create a huge challenge when it comes to finalizing your decision. However, the biggest secret about Libras is that when it comes to giving someone else advice, they are incredible. We know that their perspective is balanced, but it's also very practical and extremely intelligent when they're dealing with someone else's problems. When they're dealing with their own, it's a whole different story. So if you need advice, good advice, sound advice, seek out your nearest Libra and run whatever issue you have going on by them, and you won't be disappointed. All right, Scorpio. Poor Scorpios. They really do get a bad rap. When you say Scorpio, everyone either thinks evil murderer, hell-bent on revenge, or they stamp every Scorpio as a sex-crazed hoe. It's seriously so shady and not all that fair. Which brings me to the biggest secret about Scorpio, which is they have a natural depth of spirituality that lends to them being very loving and very serious about the relationships in their life that matter to them. It is true that it takes a lot for them to trust, and before someone earns that trust, more than likely, they're not going to see that full depth of Scorpio emotion and their capabilities to connect. But once you are in with them, you will see that they are honest, loving, and very, very compassionate. So cut Scorpios some slack. We have all heard the phrase, "you don't know me." And with Scorpios, that's actually very true. You don't know them because they're the most guarded sign in the Zodiac. But once they put their guard down, you will be surprised at how unlike the Scorpio stereotype they are, at least when it comes to spirituality, depth of connection, and real emotion. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is known for being the eternal optimist. And it is true, they are very optimistic and are the kings and queens of don't sweat the small stuff. But the biggest kept secret about Sagittarius is they too can get overwhelmed and need love and support just like everyone else. Just because they could do it on their own doesn't mean they should have to. They are the third incarnation of the fire signs, so yes, they have a lot of confidence. And they also have a big picture perspective, and as we all know, they are the philosophers of the Zodiac, so they are big time problem solvers. But they are human. They have fears and insecurities just like the rest of us. So keep this in mind when you're loving a Sagittarius. Give them support and a helping hand, even if it looks like they don't need it, because more than likely they do. All right, Capricorns. All right, when I say Capricorn, you say, all right, hopefully most of y'all said money, because that's clearly the stereotype that Capricorn is completely up against, that all they care about is money. And yes, money does matter to them, but not necessarily in the materialistic way that it's presented. They know very clearly that in this physical world, especially in the American culture, that money gives you the freedom to live the life you want to live and the power to affect change. So, as an ambitious earth sign, they focus much of their energy on making money, which is not a secret. But the biggest secret about Capricorns is that they are actually big-time caretakers. When they love you and have your back, they will love you and take care of you like your grandma. And it will have nothing at all to do with money and everything to do with knowing how to love someone in a way that makes them feel safe and secure, which is being there for them when they need you the most. So don't think a Capricorn is always so cold and calculating and in a corner somewhere counting their stacks of money all day. They are actually very loving, caretaking, and compassionate. It's just that, like with Scorpios, you have to break through that wall of trust. And no, That is not easy, but once you do, you get something very special. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius is the most misunderstood sign of the zodiac. The reason isn't because they're hidden and so mysterious like Scorpio or Capricorn even. The reason is that one of their main traits is unpredictable. This is why they can be seen as the social butterfly of the zodiac and the loner of the zodiac all at the same time, because they are not consistently one or the other. They do get a bad rap for being hard to read and also difficult to get close to. Although they are the loners of the zodiac, this doesn't mean that they're not necessarily social. They are very personable and can handle social situations by being great conversationalists and having a great sense of humor. But the important thing to know is that there's a completely different set of emotions that are going on the inside, which leads me to the biggest secret about Aquarius. Although they can be difficult to read and they do have their own private world that they live in at times, they actually desire real closeness and true one-on-one intimacy. For that special person, they will let them into their world, and it's actually something that is fulfilling to them and, once again, desired by them. They actually want it. So if you reserve your judgment and open your heart and mind to understanding them, you will actually see that they are very capable of a soulmate type connection. And not only are they capable of it, but the big secret is they actually really want it. Okay, always last but never ever least, Pisces. Pisces has a reputation for being the dreamers of the zodiac, always seeing the world the way they want to see it rather than how it actually is. They're seen as impractical at times because they're known to drift away into a romanticized version of life. However, big secret about Pisces is that they are incredibly insightful and responsible for many profound and life-changing ideas. Yes, they have incredible imaginations, but Pisces is not naive. Albert Einstein was a Pisces, and he's responsible for some very big ideas. So before you go writing off a Pisces as somewhere drowning in a sea of delusion, just know that they are also incredibly intelligent because they understand that innovation, forward movement, and the life that we create for ourselves all begins in your imagination. You must first think things before you manifest things. So once again, the biggest secret about Pisces is when push comes to shove, and it's a serious decision that requires depth of understanding, blended with practicality from a perspective unfettered by short-sighted thinking, they will deliver every time. So there you have it, the biggest secret when it comes to each sign of the zodiac. I really hope this information was useful and it will help you understand yourself and the people in your life a little better. Because remember, the true key to successful, lasting relationships is communication. And in order to communicate, we have to understand each other more and judge each other less. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.